Hello, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to manifest marriage. There is a very simple and easy way to manifest specifically marriage. It's not actually imagining a ring on your finger, which Neville Goddard spoke about. That is one thing you can do to manifest marriage, but I'm going to go a little deeper into a technique that I teach people to manifest marriage. I feel it's incredibly potent, so if marriage is what you want, stay tuned for this video. I'm going to dive into it. Before I do jump in, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel in the corner or below. And also know that I offer lots of self-study manifesting courses. There are 13 courses linked below. I can teach you how to manifest anything you want. New relationships, specific person, self-love, money, all of that. So check out the courses below. Okay, how do you manifest marriage? Well, first of all, how do you manifest anything? You practice thinking and feeling like the person who already has your desire. And what we want to do when we're practicing thinking and feeling like the person who has our desire, we're changing who we are internally with our imagination, with our ability to think new thoughts and feel a different way. We're changing who we are, and that's going to manifest a matching or a reflected reality. And so if you're manifesting specifically marriage, this is actually very, very potent. So stick with me. I'm going to tell you what it is, but then stick with me about how to do this because it is actually very potent. If you're manifesting marriage specifically, what you want to do is to imagine. And when I say imagine, I don't mean necessarily even just going into a scene. I want you to kind of play with, in your inner world, play with being a husband or wife. So what do I mean by this? What do I mean when I say play with? You want to start to, again, I've been using this language in videos recently, and it's not language I've used before, but you want to play pretend that you already are a husband or you already are a wife. And you want to, while playing pretend, move about your daily life pretending just internally that you already are a wife or you already are a husband. This is really, really potent because if you do it correctly and if you really allow yourself to use your imagination to go into the inner imaginal space of being a husband or wife. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're going to the grocery store. You have the option to push your cart around and grocery shop as if you are a single person or someone who's married. How would you grocery shop if you were married? I do not mean buying things, more things for the person that you're married to. I mean, literally, how would you look at and play with what you're going to buy? Oh, I think my husband would really like this. I think we're going to eat this weekend. You know, you play with being a wife. It feels totally different, and you will look at the grocery store and look at your experience of buying groceries very different if you're doing it through the state of being single. So essentially, this is actually about state of being, and what I'm inviting you to do in this video is to step into the state of being of I'm already a wife. I'm already a husband. It's about playing with this new identity. When we are playing with a new state of being or a new identity, we don't have to do things in the 3D reality that are different. So again, like I was saying with the grocery store example, it doesn't mean that you actually have to buy food for your husband or your wife as if they're already here. It doesn't mean you have to set a place at the table for your husband or wife in the 3D reality. Living in the end or embodying the state of the wish fulfilled is an inner process. It's all about inner, and it does feel playful. Like when I go into imaginal spaces of creating a new reality for myself, it's like I'm playing in my inner space. It's my own little secret. No one knows. You know, if I were to go to the grocery store and pretend that I was a wife, that would be totally an inner process. And I would just play with, you know, my husband might like this, or whatever it would be. It's an inner process of playing in the new state. Now, the reason this one is so potent is because actually taking on the state of being internally in your imagination as being a husband or being a wife, it feels significantly different than being single. And remember, this is how we manifest. We take on a new state of being. You imaginally step into already being the person who has your desire. If marriage is your desire, you have to play with being someone who is married already. The way, again, I would recommend doing this is not just once and not just one imaginal act. This is more talking about, I mean, it's kind of an imaginal act, but it's really just playing with a new state of being and looking at your reality as if you're already married. You want to go there. You want to practice being the husband or being the wife enough that it starts to feel more familiar to you. It starts to feel more normal. It starts to feel more naturally. It's going to be like you're getting to know the version of you that is married. There's a version of you who's single, and there's a version of you who's married, who's happily married. And so you're starting to become familiar in your inner world with who you are as a husband or a wife. It does feel a different way. The version of you that is a married person, it thinks different thoughts and feels a different way. You are married. The more that you're running that inner story and you could, you know, add in thoughts or affirmations or anything that's going on inside of you really is an imaginal act. So you can add in thoughts of like, my husband this, my wife this, they love this, I love them, I love being married, I love being in this relationship. But again, you're just continuing to play with being someone who is married. And the more time you spend doing practices like this, the more familiar it's going to become for you to feel like you are a married person. And when you start to, in your imagination, really get comfortable with feeling like you are married, guess what's going to manifest? You're going to manifest marriage. As you become more and more certain that you are married, not delusionally in your mind, but because you're imaginally practicing that you are married, that new reality is going to unfold for you. The bridge of events is going to happen, and a pathway will just naturally appear, and you will become married. I can't wait to hear your success stories. Honestly, try this, do this, stick with it. Stick with it. And come back and tell me in the comments, like, I want to hear when you finally do get engaged or when you get married. I want to hear below, because if you're really serious about getting married, this is a way to do it. Okay? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love being here with you. I'll see you soon.